Lesson 34, weather season. Plus 1. What is the weather like in your countries? Well, in my countries, well, there are four. In the north, there are 4 seasons. There, have a spring. Is there spring, summer, autumn, and winter, respectively? But in the south of my country, there are there are 2 seasons: spring, rainy and dry season. No winter and spring. Well, in my country, summer is very hot and winter is also freezing cold. So, but in my country, we don't have the snow. At the same time, in the area in the heights of the mountain, we also have some snow, but it is one in the blue moon. Yeah. To which month have the best weather in your countries? I think it's well, I guess it depends on the personal taste of each person. But for me, I love the weather. Well, I think that is the weather in some spring because I don't have the experience of heat wave or Gulf. Yeah, and it's a bit warm. This weather is a bit warm and sunny, and spring also season is a growing season of tree and flower and animal. Everything is blossom. Yeah. So I like generous trees. That is bother you much when it's rain. Well, yes, absolutely, yeah, because I think it's always bother me because when I want to hang out, when you hang out in the rainy day, it's get caught in the rain and get dressed just to the skin, and also is when I go out, I usually dress up and make up. So rain water dressing my makeup and makes me so not great. And also that because I have a glass, I wear glass, so rainwater affect my well, I think it's raining it also affect my mood. Besides, rainwater also affects my vision. It make my glass foggy, so I can see the road. Yeah. For does the weather influence your mood? Yes. Wow, I think definitely yes, because when I want to hang out with my buddy, so but the weather, this weather is bad. Rain can so bad and have a heavy rain, so I can't hang out because it make me sleazy. Yet it treating my makeup and my dress up. And sometimes when the summer is so hot, the weather is so boiling hot, I feel tired and exhausted, so I just want to sit at home and turn on the air conditioner, enjoy, and I don't want to go out in this sunny day, the baking hot. Yeah. Because when I go out on a sunny day, my body will sweat like a bar. Yeah. 5. It is worth to feel too hot or too cold. Yes, of course. Well, I think that everything is too bad because when you're too cold, when you live in the habitat too cold, you can suffer a lot of from disease relates to lung and bone, and you also have the problem with the transportation, because with too cold, you maybe in the area you have snow, heavy snow, and also heavy snow will untouched of you. Yes, and and I think the crop will not you know will not growing, so it also affects for the economy of the countries. Yeah, and also besides that, when you get too hot, like SARS disease, yeah, you will not have the water to drink, because that water is very important, because it's accounting for 17% of the body. Yeah, so when you live in the area too hot, you will dehydrate, so it can cause diseases, and you can see it's pollution. Yeah, so I think everything needs to balance. Yeah. 6. Do you always pay attention to the weather forecast? Yes. I think, of course, yeah, because the weather is very changeable. So I need to have to keep my eye on the weather forecast. But I think it is not accurate, because now is, for example, now is rain, but 10 minutes later it will be sunny. Yeah, so you can so we cannot know how to exactly the weather is happen is that it was. So some people in my country also say that have said that morning sunshine, raining afternoon is to talk about the erratic change of the weather. It's a proverb, yeah, in my countries. Next is part 3. Part 3 1. The evolution affect the weather. Yes, I can say definitely yes, because that nowadays have the large transportation, and we also always rush hour. So it's because have a lot of kind of transportation is active in the road, so it's release a lot of the carbon dioxide is a substance, a toxic substance. Is will break up the the ozone, cover on earth, cover earth. Yes, and so what, when you live in the city, have a lot too crowded people, and have a lot of kind of transportation, you will not have the good atmosphere to breathe, because it's in the atmosphere is have many toxic substance. Yeah, so it's not bad. So it's pollution affects the weather. Do you think that weather affects people's behaviors? I think yes, of course. When the weather is swelling and sticky, and everyone sweat like blood, it's make the people feel not comfortable. So they will sit at home and turning on the conditioner to relax, to enjoy the fresh air, by the conditioner. Or some people, they also to go to swimming pool, or go to the beach to enjoy the fresh air, the windy. Yeah, but however, when weather is too cold with the persistent wind, people tend to at home because they too cold and they don't want to go out, and they will put a lot of clothes, and you're sitting at home and always have the heater or heater, yeah, heater to warm yourself, yeah. But in the summer they always be angry, yeah. Every dry your nose because I don't know, because maybe the hot weather is affects for people. So but in the winter, because everyone everybody feel of the moon because the weather is so good. It's not too hot, so it makes the people feel chill out and relax, yeah. With how to different seasons affect the lifestyle of people in the country. Yes, I think that each season affects the lifestyle of people, in those in the weather, when the weather is becoming hot, people tend to choose short clothes, or some simple clothes like t-shirt or jeans. Well, because it makes people comfort and flexibility, yeah. But when it bitterly cold, with the pitting wind, people will have a tend to wear a lot of clothes to set the warmth for their body, and people usually want to sit at home, they have the tend to enjoy some hot drink like milk warm, or coffee, or tea, to make your body feel warm and warm and comfort, yeah. So when the summer coming, people have the tend to go to the beach or swimming pool to is the way to people can relax, after the sunny after a baking hot day, yeah. So this in contrast, some people in the winter will always sit at home, yeah. First, do you think there are any problem with the word climate now? Well, I would say that it has a problem with the word climate now, because now we know that we have the air polluted is very important. It very we have the air pollution. It has a lot of effects with the climate now, because nowadays we have a summer, long summer, because the warning of global. So nowadays some ice cap is rising sea level, yeah. So it's lose the come up as a balance of the environment, yeah, in the habitat, for people and for animals. And in fact that some now the economy and everything is the way is now developed, so have a lot of high building, so people they choose to cut down the tree to building some high building, or complex building, to satisfy your because it can bring the benefits for the business or government, yeah.